Red Pill Manosphere community is a space that has grown popular in the last few years. Here to teach young men about female nature, about dating, relationships, and what it takes and what it means to be a man. I think in modern society today, I think a lot of men are lost. And I think whenever there's a problem, there's an opportunity for a business or some kind of movement to take place. And since there's a lot of lost young men in today's society, of course, the natural way of things to progress is that there's going to be some kind of movement to teach young men how to be men, what men need about female nature, the dangers of dating, etc., etc. I found this community back in 2017. I'm a guy who didn't grow up with my father. I grew up with predominantly two women leading my household, which was my mom and my older sister. And for majority of my life, especially those vital teenage and young adult years, I never had a positive male role model in my life, or at least someone explicitly to teach me about females, about dating and relationships. So as a young man, eventually you notice something's wrong when you're not getting the results you want when it comes to females. And for me, for the longest time, me thinking being that nice guy, being that simp was the way to get success with females. So in my frustration, I started looking up videos online about what possibly I could be doing wrong and just seeking help. That's how I ran into the Red Pill community. One thing about this community, I do like that it highlights a lot about female nature, about the dynamics between men and women, you know, about marriage, the dangers of marriage, you know, what do females want, what a man should be. I think it's educating a lot of men who weren't necessarily taught these things as a kid. And at one point in my life, I was very angry because it's like your whole life you've been lied to. You were thought to act and be a certain way, thinking that that will get you the results you want. But obviously, because of my earlier frustration, it wasn't working. So for a time, I did have a lot of red pill rage. I was bitter, I was angry because, you know, my whole life I was lied to. I realized I made a lot of mistakes. I realized that, you know, my methods weren't working. So I just felt like, man, I failed a lot in life because, you know, I didn't know any better. For like 3 years straight, I would absorb and watch constantly red pill content. People like the Alpha M channel, Fresh and Fit. There's another guy I had to watch called Entrepreneur in Cars. There's a Donovan Sharp, of course, we know Kevin Samuels. There was another channel called Roommates I used to watch a lot. I basically went down that rabbit hole of the Manosphere Red Pill community. And I learned a lot, and it was very useful. And I'm grateful for the knowledge I know now. And I'm grateful for that community and pointing that out, especially in the world where a lot of young men are kind of kept in the dark about, I guess, reality. But of late, I've noticed a trend that's happening, and maybe it was already there from the beginning. But sometimes the red pill community is like the opposite spectrum of feminism. Because I believe with this liberal, sex positive, and, you know, feminism agenda, there's been a reaction to that, which has been the red pill community. Even though the red pill community is teaching a lot of truths, I don't think sometimes they give viable solutions either. You know, a lot of the red pill community tells young men, you know, get in shape, get your money up, become more confident. But at the same time, I feel like a large population of the red pill community is also telling men to stay away from marriage. And I do agree that the marriage laws in today's society is messed up, and a lot of men have a lot to lose. If there's a filing for divorce, the women can literally take their whole life away. And we know about the whole child support scandal where a lot of females use the court system to just suck money away from the child's father, not even using the money on the child, just that they want more money in their pockets. But I think the very reason why we've come to this point is because marriages have failed and we've kind of left God out the picture. I believe once we kind of kicked God out of our institutions, out of the school systems, out of the culture, and the sexual feminist revolution came in through the 60s and 70s, we've seen a gradual trend of a decay in society. The proper code back in the day was don't have a kid until you're married. You know, the man is living for the woman, the woman's living for the man. No cheating, no adultery, no nothing like that. We both stay together as a family unit and we create a family together. And I think when you remove that foundation by introducing a sexual revolution, I can sleep with whoever I want, whenever I want. It's messed up the dynamics between male and females. And a lot of time the red pill community teaches young men, hey, don't get married, just, you know, sleep around with these women, spin plates, and, you know, just live the bachelor lifestyle. At the same time, they condemn females for having a high body count or sleeping around or having sex before marriage. So sometimes it's like it's rules for thee, but not for me. And then you have people like Andrew Tate, who I love a lot, end up saying, you know, men should have multiple wives and have multiple kids. And I'm like, you know, that's not the answer either. I also do feel that a lot of times it becomes dopamine candy for a lot of men who are lost. Like if you're into this space, you see a lot of videos about, you know, a delusional woman and woman gets checked by man rejects female to kind of put these females in their place. And at one point, what I found was that I was absorbing this content, and I just had a moment in which I was like, I'm getting dopamine hits by watching this content, you know, seeing pretty women or women that I've wanted get rejected or put in their place. But if I look at my life and my situation, I'm still in the same rut I was in when I first started watching this content. And though I believe a lot of men have taken their advice from the red pill, changed their lives for the better, I think there's a large population of men who now know the truth but still don't apply it to their lives. So now all they do is like go on YouTube and watch content of women getting destroyed by men to kind of feel good about themselves. Yeah, take that, modern women. You should know better. You know, you should have loved me because I was the man for you, and now you're with all these other guys who are just digging you out and raising your body count. You get what I'm trying to say? And after a while, I was like, you know, this content is making me angry. I'm in the same space I was in. Let me slow down, accept the truths that it's giving, acknowledge that, you know, the reality of the situation, but at the same time, I can't just sit here, absorb all this content all day and not transform my life for the better. At the end of the day, you should be pushing for men and women to do better, to come together in the sanctity of marriage and raise a good family, because that's how we restore society, is having good marriages again. And I believe that marriage is an institution that is from God, it's not from man. Man can't dictate what marriage is, so if there's laws that are encouraging divorce or encouraging the woman to ruin a man's life, what I believe the men should do is come together and put people in charge who can change these laws and make it fair for men again. Because honestly, the laws of a society shouldn't change the fact that marriage is from God, and whatever God has put in place can't be changed or tampered by men. And majority of men do want to get married, but another thing with the red pill content is that I think a lot of men don't want to just sleep around with women. A lot of men just want one good woman to stay with for the rest of their lives. But a lot of the red pill content is pumping fear, I think, into young men, and like, don't get married because you're gonna get screwed over. Eventually it's gonna happen. All marriages end in divorce. So I think that even though you should have a knowledge of the situation, I think also the red pill community pumping fear into men not getting married is not helping either. So what I define the red pill community as is that they're pointing out a lot of problems and they're shining light on what people need to do. But at the same time, they're not giving a viable solution, which is stop being a fornicator, get married, start a family, raise the next generation up with principles, morals, and ethics, so we can end this whole gender fighting and gender debate and gender war that's going on. I hope I'm making sense. I was definitely gonna make more videos going into further explanation of my thoughts about certain aspects of the red pill community. Overall, I think it's a good community that's shining light for men in an age where men are not taught how to be men. But at the same time, I think the red pill community can also become a similar thing to feminism, in which a lot of angry men go to this field and just get dopamine hits of watching men destroy women online, or, you know, women getting rejected, or men talking about the modern women, but not doing what's necessary to improve their lives. The same way the feminists complain about men, but they're not doing anything to get themselves the results that they want. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for, you know, staying to the end of this video. I'm reinstating this channel again. I'm going hard again this year. I know I haven't been on YouTube for a while, but I'm motivated again, and I think there's a lot for me to go over in all aspects of the human life, entertainment, politics, whatever. So look forward to that, and you can also watch another video right here.